about a wild, wild woman who lives inside of me. She sheds her skin to dance and sing on nights when the moon is full. The wild woman lives within each and every one, so listen, feel that pull. Wild woman, connect to the inner child woman. You are wise and ancient, greater than the pain. Wild woman, grateful for the rain. Wild woman, savage, fierce, untamed, remain. Wild, wild woman, connected to the inner child woman. You are wise and ancient, greater than the pain. Wild woman, infinitely grateful for the rain. Wild woman, savage, fierce, untamed, remain. Wild,
gonna give you guys a few minutes to start coming live with me.
The goddess, she persists in a system trying to pimp her out for profit. In every breath of fire, you can feel her rage is going. If you ain't listening to her ancient, ageless knowing, blowing wind, flowing water, every mother, every daughter, rising with the tide, divine feminine knows no orders. They say no fury like a woman's. I say heaven has no blessing like a woman reborn. Goddess with a splash of gangster.
Just gonna give you guys a few minutes to come join me live.
Now you see, every wild woman you meet is fitting to be your maker.
Welcome to day one. I'm gonna start typing.
The ultimate breath of the phrase I'ma deliver. Embody the math, that's why you body the figure it out. The wild, wild woman. I got power to connect the sunshine, so I can shine on you when the sun is having a hard time. Call me the wild, wild woman. Call me heat. The fire keeper of the globe, let your daughters know it's okay to be a dreamer. Yes, figure it out, wild, wild woman. Wild women got it figured out. That wild, wild woman, connected to the inner child woman. Wise and ancient, greater than the pain. Wild woman, infinitely grateful for the rain. Wild, bitch, fierce on. Remain wild, wild woman, connected to the inner child woman. You are wise and ancient, greater than the pain. Wild woman.
Hello.
Wild woman, savage, fierce,
come and say hi. Drop me a little heart in the
can be rewritten. Running with the wolves, navigating based on instinct.
Come and say hi. Drop me a little comment. Let me know you're here.
The fruits of your accomplishments can never be forbidden. Are you overwhelmed, overworked? Remember your ambition.
Yay, I did. Hey, Nicole. How was a total nightmare. Nightmare. More trying to be polite. You're trying to sleep at night. You're cocoon warriors of the light. That's you guys. Warriors of the light. Come and say hi. How are you, Nicole? Let me know how your day is going.
We are remembering.
Just close your hands and your heart. Close your eyes and just say to yourself, I am remembering.
Sanctuary of the streams of our lives.
I am remembering.
And we're calling you sisters to your wildness, to your wisdom, to your truth, to your body, to the sacred place you call home. This
falling back to your sacred, to your truth.
Join us, women, wise, wild, and wily.
Yes, just tap and just say to yourself, I'm here, I'm remembering, I am remembering, I'm remembering. Yes, come and join, drop into your hearts, come and land in the space, come and say hello. Let me know that you're here, let me know how you're feeling. Taking a nice deep breath in through the nose, and then just surrendering it out. Beautiful. Just drop me one line, one word about how your energy is today. That would be amazing. I'd love to know what kind of energy you're coming to tonight with. So drop me a little comment. Let me know what energy you're coming with tonight. Let me know what energy you're coming with tonight. Drop me a comment. Just drop me one little word or a phrase or a sentence and just let me know what kind of energy are you coming here tonight to the space with. I want to start feeling into your energy spaces, start feeling what the collective, because as you know, even though I always make lots of notes, some words just want to come through me and I have a specific message that wants to come through. So when I feel into the energy of the collective, then it's through a lot easier to really bring it forth to you. So let me know how you're feeling this evening. Let me know what your energy is like. Drop me a little comment. Oh no, Jenny is saying that Facebook is not letting you comment. How bizarre. Come back in, Jenny. Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, beautiful ladies. If you're joining me, just drop me a little comment and let me know what your energy is like. Hey, Kelly. You're a little scattered but confident that this will help center you. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you for putting your trust in allowing me to hold the space for you this evening and allowing you to come back to yourself. Beautiful. Hello, Izza. How are you? Good to see you. Beautiful to see you. Just drop me a little comment. Let me know what your energy is like. Kelly, let me know what your energy is like this evening. If you're coming to join us, just share with me what kind of energy you're feeling. I'm feeling a lot more, I guess, grounded and energetic now that I am home. As you saw from my post earlier, I was literally stuck in traffic. I kid you not. It took me 3 hours to get home. I left at 3:15 and I arrived home at 6 o'clock this evening. So that is almost 3 hours that it took me to come home this evening. And during that time, I was just like, yeah, there are just so many signs that God is through me and channeling through me and bringing through me and speaking, and just more and more messages and awakenings are coming through. So it's kind of perfect for what we're going to be talking about tonight. Jenny says, I keep freezing. Can you guys, am I freezing or am I clear? Maybe it's just your internet, Jenny. Maybe just drop me a little comment and let me know that you can see me clearly, everyone, before we continue, so that I know we've got a clear channel coming through. Kelly says she's good. She's had good high energy. Sometimes you just don't know what to do with it all. Kelly, it's important when you have that kind of energy that you are able to sustain it. It's all about sustainability. It's not about these ups and downs like this all the time. It's about being able to come back always to the center. It's freezing for you too. Okay, I'm not quite sure why. Hopefully the situation will resolve itself. Okay, keep letting me know if you are unable to see me. So welcome to day 1 of the Wild Womxn Wakes immersion. If you are here and you are live, do interact. This is an interactive immersion. The reason I call it an immersion is because I really want you to immerse yourself in the conversation. Oh no, it's freezing for you too. I'm not sure why. I don't see it freezing on my end, so I'm not sure what's going on there. The reason I call an immersion is because I really want you to immerse yourself in this experience. Many people put out Facebook challenges, and whilst I appreciate a challenge, whilst we all need kind of challenges or goalposts in life to try and connect in with and to reach to, for me that is very masculine energy. And although a challenge can be really productive and really brilliant in terms of giving us an aim and a goal, when we are dealing with feminine energy, as we are through this immersion over the next 3 days, we're really looking to go inside, okay? Immerse, go down, not just to ascend, which most people think is to go up. Ascension actually means to go within. And that is what we're doing when we are calling forth our feminine energy, our divine feminine energy. We are immersing and going in. So the more that you are able to immerse yourself in this experience, the more you can ascend, which means to go within. And the more that you go in and you ascend and immerse, the more that you can have activations, the more that you can have moments, the more that you can awaken. Okay, so we are looking to really go within and to immerse. And that is why I call it an immersion. So like I said, interactive immersion. I'm not here just to preach at you. I'm not here just to talk at you. I'm not here to be your guru. I'm not here to be your guide. I'm here to give you an education. But I ask that you use your discernment and you take away from it what feels good for you. I'm not here to indoctrinate you into any. I'm not here to tell you that one way is right or one way is wrong. I trust that you are sovereign beings and you empower yourself to take information from different people and to distill that information and allow your filter to filter that information through and just take what feels good for you in your heart and to just leave the rest. So that is a kind of disclaimer I want to put at the start, because I see a lot of people like following other people and following gurus and following teachers, and I'm not that person. I'm here to drop what I like, wisdom codes. I like to share the wisdom that I've accumulated through my own journey, through my own connection with God, in my own heart and my own soul. And I love to share that wisdom with you in the hope that it will activate something within you. But as always, I want you to be mindful that you are sovereign beings, right? That you are a sovereign. That you feel within you is your truth. So when I give you my truth, you can take it or leave it, and you can take parts of it and leave other parts of it. So just drop me an aho if that is resonating for you. Drop me an aho in the comments if that is resonating for you. Drop me an aho if that is already resonating for you. Because you are here to empower yourselves. You are here to empower yourselves. That is part of being the wild woman. That is part of being the wild woman. And aho if that's resonating with you. Yes, Jenny's putting aho in the inbox. For some reason she can't get on the live. Jenny, I don't know, maybe you can shut down your browser and start it again. Yes, aho Kelly, beautiful. Okay, so tonight's part of the immersion is really about the wild woman. We're going to start at the very beginning. Who is the wild woman? When I say the words wild woman to you, and I've asked you maybe this question before in some of my other lives, but I really want to get your energy on it. When I say the word wild woman, what do you see, or what do you sense, or what do you feel? I would even encourage you or invite you now to close your eyes and just say those words out loud. The wild woman. What does she conjure up for you? What ideas? What do you see? What do you sense? What do you feel? Yes, aho, Nicole, beautiful. What do you see? What do you sense, wild woman? Let me know. Oh no, Kelly. You're back. I see you're back. I'm really not sure what's going on. It's like the masculine channels of Facebook do not want the feminine to be seen. Been experiencing this quite. I see that it was just interrupted. Yeah. It's like the masculine channels of Facebook don't want this kind of information to be shared because it's too powerful. It's too powerful. They want to shut it down. But remember, you are sovereign. You can declare it. I am sovereign. I am sovereign. I am sovereign. I have a voice. I have a voice. I have a voice. I get to use my voice. I get to use my voice. And no, I do not consent to you shutting me down, Facebook. So I will continue speaking my truth. So let me know in the comments what the wild woman means for you. What do you see? What do you sense? What do you feel when I say those words? Drop me a line. Okay, I'm going to copy and paste your comment, Jenny, into the comments so the other women can see it. So Jenny says, freedom, utterly free to do what you want to do and no harm to anyone or judgment. Thank you so much, Jenny, for sharing that. When you say no harm to anyone or judgment, what makes you connect that to the wild woman, Jenny? Let me know. What makes you connect that to the wild woman? Oh, Kelly, I think we've lost you again. Oh, no, you're back. You think about the strength of our ancestors. Beautiful. Yes, 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 yes. I love that. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, I love that. Share with me, Jenny, about the judgment piece. I'm curious to know where that comes from for you. Nicole says to be your authentic self, including speaking your truth and taking up space. Yes, taking up space. I love that. I think about living judgment free. You mean judgment free for yourself, Kelly, or for other people? Like not placing judgment on other people or not placing judgment on yourself, or perhaps both. Share with me what that means for you. Jenny's typing the second part of her comment. I'll have a look at it in just a second. Yes, I also love it. I also love it, Kelly. Yeah, taking up space. Jenny says, no judgment, as in the wild woman is strong and free and people don't judge. They accept her. Beautiful. Okay, so being free to be who you want to be. People always judge you, right? People will always judge you. And usually when they're judging you, it's their projection of their own fears or their own judgment of themselves being mirrored out onto you. Okay, we have a lot of distortion in this world. We have a lot of deceit. We have a lot of lies. We have a lot of people bullshitting and informing people about things. And this is why at the very beginning I said to you, you are a sovereign being and you get to take away the information that feels good for you in your channel, in your heart. Okay, you are sovereign, and I'm not here to keep you in some sort of healing loop. Like I'm here to empower you so that you can feel, yes, I'm a sovereign being. And yes, I get to take up space. And yes, I get to be who I want to be. And other people are going to judge me, and that's okay. Like they are going to judge you. You can't stop people from creating those judgments because we judge too. And actually we need a level of judgment. And I'm going to switch that word judgment for discernment. We need always to have a level of discernment in who we're letting into our space, who we are listening to, what we are consuming, both physically, food that we are consuming, but also the media or the gurus or teachers or activators or whatever you want to call them, mentors that we are following or listening to. We have discernment, right? And discernment is very much your like yes or your no, and it comes along with your boundaries, which is very much connected to the wild woman. People, when it comes to judging people or other people judging you, their judging you is usually their fear that's being triggered. Okay, like when they see you as a liberated person, they're like, ooh, like it triggers something in them because often it sparks some jealousy, or perhaps they wish they could be more that way, or they wish they could be more that way. So this is a beautiful reflection from what's never stop people from judging us. So just continue to be who you are in this aspect that Jenny is talking about. And Kelly says herself, yeah, less judgment on yourself. Beautiful. Okay, so the wild woman is an archetype. Okay, we're working on an archetype here. What does archetype actually mean? Archetype is like a primitive mental image that is inherited through our collective consciousness. It's inherited through our ancestors in the collective consciousness, okay? So, for example, it's very clear that the archetype of the hag or the crone, the old wise woman, has been distorted to become the ugly, evil witch, right? We see it all across Disney movies. We see it in loads of fairy tales. We see it from a very young age. Young children believe that many people, old women especially, and ugly and will cast spells and they'll capture you and they'll eat you. Okay? And this is an archetype fully distorted, because the crone is this beautiful, wise woman energy. I'm going to go more into her tomorrow in connection to the wild woman when we go deeper into rewilding in tomorrow's live. But to come back to the archetype, it's like this: we hold this collective consciousness around. So the wild woman is an archetype. If I was to say to you this time, what do you think the wild woman archetype holds within her codes? What would you share with me? What do you think the wild woman archetype holds in her codes? Just drop me a word, a phrase, a couple of words. This wild woman archetype, what do you think she holds in her codes? Where does she live within the unconscious collective of the archetype? Drop me a word, drop me a couple of words, drop me a phrase. Let me know what you think. And because she is an archetype, because the wild woman is an archetype, she can therefore rise up from the unconscious, from the unconscious collective, and she can come out to play. She can be called forth at different given times. She may not always be present, arising within you, but she does live within you. She is like this beautiful primal essence. Oh, Jenny says morals. That's her word. Beautiful, Jenny. A bit gutted you can't be on the live with us, but hopefully you can hear me at least. So Jenny says morals. Okay, beautiful. So she can play, right? She lives within us all the time, but she may not be rising up or presently kind of in the 3D realm of our reality all the time, but she lives there in our unconscious. Okay. And she lives very deeply within our sacral chakra. And I don't know how I quite feel about chakras at the moment, because I also feel like when our body starts, right, we know that there are seven chakras. That's the most chakras that people are working with. There are star chakras above and below as well. But if we're looking at the chakra system, it's like our chakras like have been separated, right? And the only real place of source is right here in our heart. And yet we've been separated, okay? We've been distorted. And then within each of these chakras lies different parts that has been fragmented. And so within the sacral chakra, therefore lies our passion, our sacred energy, and our sexuality. And so why do you think the wild woman lives there? Why the wild woman lives primarily and primally within your sacral chakra or within your sacral womb space area? Let me know. Why do you think she lives primarily there? What energy kind of connects with her as an unconscious collective? Let me know what you think. Why do you think she lives right there in your sacral, in your primal essence, in your womb? Let me know. Why do you think she lives there? And looking back on myself and I see how much I'm using my hands, it's quite funny. Let me know. Why do you think she lives right there in your sacral? What is it about her energy or her consciousness that lives there? Just give you your thoughts, your ideas. Feel into it. You can see Jenny typing away in the inbox. I'll post what she says in just a second. If anyone else feels free to share, please do. So Jenny says it's our most incredible part. We produce and give that area as a gift. Nice. Tell me more about what you mean about that, Jenny. I wish I could just be like, unmute and share what you think. Unmute, Jenny. Like share with me what you mean by that. Kelly says, I'm struggling to articulate, but very feminine energy. Okay, in what respect do you think Kelly lives the feminine energy in the sacral? Oh, hey, Fanny, welcome. Beautiful to have you. Because she's the essence of being a woman. Okay, nice. These are some beautiful comments coming through. Okay, let's think about the sacral chakra, right? If there is really a distortion of our chakras and we've been separated out, which we have been, right? Because if you truly believe that we come from one source, one star, one God, if we come from just source and we are being separated to these chakras and our chakras are constantly misaligned, or we have to constantly correct our chakra system, this is right? It's an old system. And any systems that have been implanted into our bodies and separated us out from the very essence of who we are in this one part right here in our heart, is going to cause some kind of distortion. And so in our sacral chakra, where we hold our passion and we hold our sensuality and we hold our sexuality, it becomes sacred. And what do you think has happened to the sacred? In the feminine essence, what has happened to the sacred? What do you think's happened? Why do we find it so hard to fully ever release our sacral? Why do we find it so difficult to live from our sacral chakra? What's happened? Jenny says it's our area that makes us women and gives us the ability to reproduce. Okay. So with that, what do you think has happened to so many of us women and the feminine? I'm just posting Jenny's comments because she can't catch us on the live for some reason. Won't let her to connect. So I'm just pasting her comments for her. Thank you, Jenny, for letting me do that. What do you think happened to that primal feminine essence, that sacred, that divine? I've already kind of alluded to it through my chakra analogy. What do you think's happened? Just give you all a couple of minutes to write down your comments. What do you think's happened? Think about what Jenny's saying. It's the part that gives us the ability to reproduce, okay, to birth, to create, to call forth into existence. The mother energy, the divine feminine energy. Yes, we've disconnected from it, or we've been disconnected from it. What do you think, Fanny? Like, we personally are responsible for disconnecting from it, or we've been programmed to be disconnected from it? Let me know what you think. As always, you speak your truth, you share with me your truth. Jenny says it's been misaligned. I'm going to post it here. It's been misaligned by the need to be less feminine and more masculine. Okay, interesting. We're getting somewhere. Keep talking. Keep talking. Keep sharing with me what you think. What has happened here? What has happened here? Keep sharing with me. I'm going to start sharing with you whilst you're sharing with me. So, think about it. We are born divine. Okay, we are born divine. Yes, Fanny says we've been programmed by society to live in the masculine. Yes, this is very much part of it. And I use that word program intentionally. Yeah, we've been told to be both. Yeah, Kelly, yeah. I'm going to use this word program rather intentionally, and it might trigger you, and that's okay. And if you do get triggered, you can comment on the fact that it triggers you. It's okay, right? Because I'm here to share the truth that I believe is the truth. And of course, you can always, as I said at the very beginning of this video, Take from it what feels good for you. Use your discernment and filter through the words that I'm saying and let some of them land. And if they all land, beautiful. And if some of them feel like, have a think about why. Don't reject it straight away. Yes, Fanny says, value the masculine energy over the feminine. Yes, absolutely. This is very much part of it. Okay, this is very much part of it. So we've got the womb space, okay? We've got the sacral, the sensuality, the sacred feminine. Now, we all come from the father and the mother, right? We have the father, the mother, and the child. The father, in my eyes, being the source, God, and the mother being the divine mother, the mother earth, the earth that we land on, the earth that we are a part of, the earth that we love to honor, Mother Earth. So in order for Mother Earth to birth, as Jenny said, to produce, to create, to give life to, she needs a life force energy, okay? And that is the masculine. The masculine, the inhale, provides the life force energy for the mother, for the feminine, the out breath, the exhale, as I use in breath work, to surrender and to create and to give life. Inhale, life force, exhale, surrender, okay? Now, within our timelines, this sacred feminine energy has been distorted, okay? It's been twisted. It's been inverted. We've had things like the witch hunts, the witch trials. Oh, she's a healer. Oh, she's got magic powers. She must be a witch. Let's kill her. Let's kill her and put a shame on her. Let's put an archetype on her. She's a hag. She's a crone. Shame her. And then we've got this distorted feminine energy of this need to constantly be loved, of this need to constantly be seen, of this need to constantly be heard in our wounded feminine space. It's an inversion. When we outsource our power, when you outsource your power to others in order to receive that love and that validation, you are living from a place of the wounded feminine, but it's not your fault. It's not your fault. This is a program. It's there to keep us in misery, okay? It's there to keep us in a healing loop, to keep us in suffering. But this is not our birthright, right? Our birthright is the divine sacred feminine. Our birthright is to experience pleasure. Our birthright is to be fully connected to our body because this is the body that we were born into. This is our divine vessel. We are the conduit. We are the chalice. We are the Holy Grail. We are the feminine. But we've been distorted. We've been accused. We've been shamed. We've been removed. We've been twisted upside down. And the wild essence of the archetype that lives within us doesn't feel comfortable to come out and be seen. Doesn't feel comfortable to come out and play. It's a sin. You had sex before marriage? No, you can't possibly enjoy that. Oh no, you really need to earn his love. We're gaslighting here. It is your birthright. I want you to repeat this in the comments. I want you to affirm this. It is my birthright to experience full pleasure. Oh, my whole left foot, my feminine foot is tingling as I say it. I'd love you to type this into the comments. Oh, you're so welcome, Fanny. I'm so happy you're here. Type this into the comments. It is my birthright to experience full, unconditional pleasure. Unconditional pleasure. Type it in the comments. Affirm it. Jenny says, aho. Yes, Jenny. Yes, Jenny. For those of you that don't know what aho means, this is from Jenny. Those of you that don't know what aho in my women's circles all the time, it's a Native American Indian term that essentially means like I acknowledge you, okay, I see you, I hear you, and so it is, kind of like an amen, or and so mote it be, okay? Aho, yes, Kelly, yes. I want you to really affirm this now in the comments. Type it out. It is my birthright to experience unconditional pleasure, and you can unconditional in capital letters. Let's make this very clear. Those distortions, those inversions, those twisted templates that have been placed into you for sexual misery, that made pleasure conditional, that shut down the wild woman archetype in the collective unconscious and said, no, you don't get to be this woman anymore because you have to conform into a society that will have you working a 9 to 5, that will have you slaving away, that will have you earning and trading your time for money as a commodity. No, I do not consent to that. You can say it, I do not consent. Yes, Fanny, I love it. It's my birthright to experience full unconditional pleasure. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And so with this sexual distortion, right, this inversion, okay, the dishonoring of the feminine, the dishonoring of the sacred, the dishonoring of our primal essence, which is to experience pleasure, following our highest excitement. This has been taken away. This has been dampened. They were like, oh, no. You don't get to experience that, because when you experience pleasure, you are ascending. Remember what I said to you about ascension? Ascension essentially means going in. That's why we're doing an immersion. Okay? We're not like going out into the astral realms over here. We're not time traveling. We're right here on this earth. We're grounding in and we're going in. And Jenny says, it is my birthright to experience unconditional pleasure, all in capital letters. Yes, I heard, Jenny. I love it. I'll copy and paste your comment in. Yes, Nicole. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Kelly. I hope. So, when we've had this sexual distortion, okay, and these inversions, several things can happen. Sometimes the templating of a woman can be that of like the siren, right? Here's another archetype. Who knows what sirens do? What do? Sirens, not the ones on top of ambulances and police cars. Although, to be fair, the concept is quite similar. What do sirens do? I'll put the question here. What do sirens do? Who knows? Just Jenny's typing in the comment. Yes, they seduce. What do they do when they seduce? What do they do when they seduce? That's what Jenny's saying. Seduce. What do they do when they seduce? Why? Who are they seducing? For what? Yes, the seductress. Yeah, for what? What are they doing? Why do they do it? Why do they do it? They lure men with their feminine wiles. Yes, I love that. Yes, they trick and they trap men. Okay, here we go. This is a feminine distortion, right? When the wild woman has been distorted and inverted, this is one of the ways that they can misuse their feminine power. Okay? When they lure men, when they lure them in with their feminine wiles, again, it's not sacred feminine here. This is about distorted, wounded, just, I want to say like satanic energy, because it kind of is. Okay, when they are, they're seducing men for pleasure. Okay, when they are doing this, this is misuse of power. This is misuse of the feminine power. When they trap and they trick men and they lure them in, they're sucking them in for their energy. It's really vampiric. They suck their energy. They take their seed, okay? We're talking about a man's seed, and they misuse it. And this is one distortion of the feminine. This is one distortion of what's happened to our wild women. What do we call those women? When we see women in the modern day society, we wouldn't say, oh, she's such a siren. What would we say about those women? What would we say? What would we call them? If we saw them out at a bar, at a party, in a club, what would we say about them? What kind of names come to your mind? You can type them in the comments. Guys, by the way, I had a whole bunch of notes and this is going way off, but it feels really, really important to talk about this. I have a whole list of notes. that I had, but as always, something else is like, no, you need to talk. Yes, Jenny says a cock tease. That's one thing that you could call them. Yeah. What else might you call them? Nice. What else might you call them? I hate the words slut. Yeah. 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 Why do you hate them, Kelly? I told you some things might trigger you, and it's okay. Let me know why do you hate them. It's good. It's good to have that awareness. I feel like my face is frozen on the screen. Hopefully it will come back in a minute. Why do you hate the words, Kelly? Hopefully my face is unfrozen now. I don't know, it feels very frozen on the screen. Tell me why you hate those words. Yeah, Jenny says whore. That's another one. Okay, you get the idea, right? We slut shame them. Okay, I say we, not we, but women as a collective. Okay, and here comes more feminine wounding. Okay, we've got the distortion. Can you guys see me, by the way? My face is frozen on the screen, and I just want to make sure that you guys can still see me talking. Yeah, probably because you've been called them and it's not fair or right. Yeah, thank you for sharing, Kelly. Yeah. Please let me know that my face is moving and that you can see me, because on my screen I am completely frozen. Yeah, Jenny says these words are awful and they're thrown around too easily at women. Yeah, so here we go. Here comes the wounding, okay? Here comes the distortion. It's like when you are unable to experience this pleasure unconditionally, then you have a templating, okay? And that templating can either become distorted in this way. Your video is fine. Okay, it's just mine. Okay, fine, that's cool. Good to know. Thank you. It's just I'm frozen a bit like on the screen, on my screen, whilst I'm watching the comments. But as long as I can see the comments, it's okay. All right, thanks for letting me know, Kelly. So, yes, when we have this templating to keep us in suffering, to stop us from experiencing pleasure, why are they stopping us from experiencing pleasure? Because when we experience pleasure, we become into our light body. When we come into our light body, okay, we are at our highest ascension point, and from that place we are spreading like a power that is so powerful that dark forces can't then come away and take us. So they come in before and they try and push us down and they try and distort us and they try and change our templating to keep us in suffering. That's why we find pleasure so conditional and so difficult. Okay, so we either have this distorting of the sexual feminine energy that becomes this like siren, becomes this seductress, what you might call all those things you said, the slut, the whore, we slut shame, we call them all sorts of awful things, okay? And here we have feminine wounding. Here we have sisterhood wounding, because then sisters are attacking sisters and we lose trust in the feminine. That's one way. What happens to the other way is the good girl. The good girl conditioning. The good girl conditioning is at a very, very young age. You are told that pleasure is conditional and you have to earn that sense of pleasure. You have to earn your right to have a rest. You have to earn your right to go outside and play with your friends. You have to earn your right to achieve. You have to earn your right to have a hug. You have to earn your right for mom or dad or someone else to show you some kind of approval and love. Maybe a teacher, maybe another member. Yeah, Jenny says, the good girl. Every time you hear a little beep, that's Jenny commenting in my inbox. So I'm just going to post her comments here. Yes. So we either have this like awful distortion of the siren, essentially, who goes and sucks men's energy and their seed and feeds off of it for her own pleasure, for her own gain. And then she is shamed by the feminine and she's depleted masculine. So how can we have this beautiful divine sacred masculine when women are misappropriating them? Let's not forget that. Or we have the good girl, the one that's like, okay, yes, please, yes, sir, no, thank you, yes, 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 sir, no, sir, anything you say, sir, 3 bags full, sir. 3 bags of wool, 3 bags full, sir. And trying to be the good girl, yes, Fanny, as you say, is so exhausting. Because when you are the good girl, you are a people pleaser. You are so concerned about receiving that love and that validation and staying within the framework and the box that you have been templated into. I want to remind you, this is not your fault. You have been programmed. We said the word program, okay? This is a program. It's like you have a computer and you put in the program and then you have to update the software, right? This is what we're doing now. We're updating our internal software because outside they're trying to update it for us and not necessarily in the way that we want to be updated. And this is why I keep saying to you, you are sovereign. And that pleasure is your unconditional birthright. And nobody outside should be coming in to take that away, though they're trying to constantly. Look at the last year. How much of our pleasure they've taken away. It's not by coincidence, everyone. I'll just leave it with you. It might trigger you. It's okay. You might disagree. It's okay. So yeah, being the good girl is so exhausting because when you are the good girl, you are essentially living by other people's expectations. When you are living in other people's expectations, you are outsourcing your power. When you outsource your power, you lose power. When you lose power, you're losing energy. Think about your car when it's running out of petrol. Think about your phone when it's running out of battery. Think about yourself when you feel depleted. With the good girl energy, although it's called the good girl, you are actually living in wounded masculine energy. What are you doing? You are overgiving. You're overgiving to receive love. You're overgiving to receive validation. When you do that, you deplete yourself. When you deplete yourself, what can happen? Who else can come in? When you are depleted, you are lacking in energy. You are lacking in sustenance. What can come in? Share with me. What can happen when you're in that space? What can happen? Facebook's just said, I'm sharing content that is going against community standards. Of course. Of course. We need to move over to a private platform, everybody. We need to move over to a private platform. This is for sure. Was thinking about this just today, that I want to move over into a private platform. Could be all the swearing that you're putting in. Okay, tell me what happens. What happens when your power is depleted? When you're giving away all the time? What happens? Self-hate, depression, yeah. Oh my God, I hope they don't shut my page down. I really hope they don't shut my page down. Okay, Zoom needed. Yeah, I actually tried to connect it via Zoom. And it told me that I wasn't allowed to do it. And that's the first time I've always been able to stream into my own group. And I wanted to do it via Zoom so I could record it and save it. This is exactly what I'm trying to say to you about powers, guys. Please use your discernment always. Yeah, burnout, there's no room to take care of yourself. Exactly. And when your power is depleted and there's no room to take care of yourself, what happens? What happens? Could be the swearing, could be the fact that I'm saying things about them. Don't forget it's all AI, the whole thing. They're listening to everything that we say. Anything that has the word sex, they don't like it, they shut it down. Let me know what happens when you give it out. Burnout. There's no room to take care of. What can happen then? Who can come in? Who can come in? What kinds of people? What kinds of energies? What kinds of entities can come in? Let me know what you think. What kinds of energies can come in? What kinds of energies can come in? When you're at the point of like, oh, I've got no energy, who do you let in into that space? Who do you let in? Yes. What kinds of negative energy? Who? How can they show up? What kinds of people? What kinds of entities? Okay, that's your ego. Wounded and victim energy. Again, your ego. Good. What else? Jenny's going to share something. Wounded masculine arrive at your door. Yeah. As in wounded men. Like physical, in the physical realm. Like physical men. Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly when people can start to take advantage of you, okay? That's exactly when like narcissistic energy comes in. That's exactly when abusive energy comes in, because when you don't have the energy and you're not standing in your sovereign power and you've outsourced yourself for the validation of love and affection, you will literally let anyone into your space. Yes, because you're wounded. Yes, because you're living in victimhood. So anyone can come in and then siphon your energy, just like the women did to the men, the sirens. Okay, we have it, but it's inverted. I hope this is making sense for you guys. I know this is quite complex, but hopefully this is making sense. Yeah, Jenny says, yeah, physically coming to your door. Hello, if you're just joining, come and say hi. We're in the midst of a very deep conversation about the wild woman and feminine inversion. Say hi, come and join us. Okay, so woman is not a fixed template or an idea into which you need to put yourself. Okay, the way I like to describe her is more that she is a portal or an entry point into like a vast inner landscape, okay, into things that you want to connect in with yourself. Because the divine feminine, the sacred feminine energy we want, you know, you're in this group because it's called the Divine School of Feminine Awakening, right? We're here to awaken our feminine, but we're here to awaken her safely. Because when you start to awaken your feminine, and this is like a new energy for you because you're not used to things being easy in the feminine, you're not used to necessarily feeling safe in your feminine, you're not used to, okay, good, I'm glad it all makes sense. You're not necessarily used to being able to express yourself fully in your feminine or feel connected, like you said, in your body as the feminine. So it can feel a little bit unsafe. It can feel a bit difficult to awaken into the feminine. But the sacred feminine really is the highest expression of her feminine essence, okay, of her feminine self. And we are right now, and we have been for some time, especially around sort of 2012, but it's ramped up in the last couple of years. We are in an age of an awakening feminine. What we are doing is we are coming back into a place of remembrance, remembering who we are, remembering who you are. Underneath the programming, underneath the templating, underneath the conditioning lies your innocence. Lies your innocence. You weren't born with evil in your heart, right? This is templating, this is programming, this is conditioning. And every now, there are both women and men, thank goodness for the men too doing this, right? There are women and men who are cultivating their sense of feminine, who are coming back into the divine feminine, who are awakening portals themselves of remembrance. And when you start, you start to awaken and activate that within you, it can feel scary. What is this? What is this new feeling I feel? What is this new energy I feel? Ooh, do I really have permission to rest? Oh, do I really have permission to have a day off? Oh, do I really have a permission just to have fun, like with no conditions? Do I really have permission to eat what I want to eat without any guilt? Do I really have? These are the questions, right? Because we've never just been given free reign. Wild woman, like the primal, like the running free, like the liberation, because the wild woman in her archetype, in the archetype in which she lives within you, is untamed. She's free. She's liberated. She's empowered. She's sovereign. She expresses and uses her voice unashamedly with the words that she wants to say to get her needs and her desires met. She's not concerned about what other people are going to say in response, or if they're going to judge her, because she's sovereign. And she doesn't need their validation because she stands in her own power. And the wild woman also runs in packs. She's like the wolves in the forest. She navigates herself, navigates without fear. She trusts her own internal GPS. This is the discernment piece I was talking about. Use your discernment. I'm going to say it time and time and again. That word has been like downloading to me, like over and over again. Discernment, 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 discernment. Like wake up, wake up, wake up. See it, see it, see it, see it. It's false, it's fake, it's deceitful, it's a lie, it's a mirror. It's a smoky mirror. Wake up. This is what's been coming to me, right? Use your discernment. Use your discernment. I will say it time and again. You are a sovereign. Yeah, Jenny says, aho, I don't need validation. Yes. No, you don't, sister. All right. But only from yourself, my love. Only from yourself. Okay, I'm going to comments, Jenny, if it lets me. Hopefully it will still allow me. Okay. All right. Oh, it came through twice. Well, there you go. You doubly don't need the external validation. So, with this wild woman, she navigates through her inner intuition, her inner discernment, her inner GPS, but she also doesn't have that sisterhood wounding that we spoke about earlier with the name calling and all the things that we said, because she knows that she needs sacred sisterhood to support her, to hold her, to run with her, to navigate with her. So she has a tribe. Okay, maybe if you don't want to use the word tribe because it's culturally inappropriate, you can use the word community. She has her pack. You can choose the words for yourself. Language is important. Carries meaning. So she finds her pack. She runs with her wolves. And this is why, for me, and you know this if you've been in one of my women's circles, if you haven't, where have you been? Come along. We have one on Sunday. Come along. You'll know from my women's circles that sacred sisterhood is like one of my top values, right, in life. Like for me, sacred sisterhood, like sometimes I joke, my sacred sisterhood is my brand, because it is. Without the women around me that support me, how would I be here right now to you? In all honesty, right? And I've experienced sisterhood wounding. I've been very deeply betrayed by the feminine. Very deeply betrayed in lives, in other dimensions. Spiritually, I've been betrayed. Physically, I've been betrayed. And on this earth plane, I've been betrayed by sisters, by people false lightly pretending to be my sister. Very deeply. And yet still, I choose to bring in sacred sisterhood, because when you are connected like a wild with your pack, those people will disappear because they're not there in your frequency. They're not meant for you. They will be removed, plucked, like that. God will just come in and go, no, I don't think so. Let's just remove them. They were your teacher. Thank you very much. When the student is ready, the teacher will come. What did you learn? You learned this from them. Okay, good. Now they can go. Bye-bye. Let me know in the comments if you've experienced sisterhood wounding. If you've been betrayed by the feminine, post it for me in the comments. If you feel like you're betrayed by the feminine. And it can be someone else or it can be your own feminine. Just drop me in the comments, let me know. For me, it's been very real. Very real. Happened just last year on this earth plane. But it was good, right? It happened for a reason, because it showed me how wounded masculine that person was and how much I had been living in my wounded masculine. And I didn't. Brilliant teacher. It got me very angry. I had a lot of like very deep triggers from it. And then when I expressed my truth to that person, I said, okay, you no longer have a place in my life. You are not part of, treat me that way, and you are not sacred. And I'm going to sacredly now remove you from my energy field. And I did, and I sent her away on her path with love, block, block, block. And as soon as I did that, I didn't experience it again, right? Because I declared that I did not consent. Yeah. Jenny says, yes, I believe we all have in some form, and I wiped them out of my life. Yeah. Beautiful. Been there, says Nicole. Yeah. So the sisterhood wound is very, very real, right? It can happen across multiple domains. So it's very real. And it can come back as a loop, as a cycle. Okay? Until we break it, till we break the chain. Okay. So this is what we're doing, people. We are awakening and breaking the chains. Fanny says, yes, I'm almost afraid to reach out to other women and start friendships. Interesting how you ended up here, Fanny. Fanny, where did you find this? I'm really curious. That's awesome. So I'm glad you landed here, because this is a safe space. Thank you, Facebook. This is a safe space for you to come and be. Right. And so this is why sacred sisterhood is so, so, so important to me, because we as a group, as a group of remembering, awakening feminine, need to support each other in this journey that can sometimes feel pretty scary, pretty shaky, pretty unstable, pretty difficult, and yeah, a little bit, all of those words that I did. This is why it's so important. So I think that's where I'm going to leave us. I've been talking for over an hour. And I really appreciate you guys staying on with me. So a couple of things, oh, yeah, I'm literally ending it now, Kelly. So stay for like one more minute and then we're done. A couple of things. So this Sunday we have the full moon circle, and I would absolutely love you guys to be there. And as a special offer, I've already offered this to my veteran circlers, my veteran women that come and sit with me in circle often. As a kind of a celebration, the power of the portal by raising the price for my circles to £22.22. If you want to come this Sunday and you bring a friend, you can split the cost of the ticket. So you can bring a friend for free and you get to pay $11.11 each. Okay, so it's a really good opportunity to come to a circle. Jenny comes very often to my circles. Nicole comes pretty much every time to my circles. But Kelly and Fanny, if you'd like to come and experience it, it's a beautiful, beautiful space. It's a safe space. We don't do it here. We do it on Zoom. It's sacred. It's not recorded. It doesn't go anywhere. Oh, perfect, Fanny. So you should come and sit with us in circle this Sunday and bring that friend. Bring that friend. And then you'll get like a half price ticket each, because this is the first time I'm amplifying the portal and the price, because I've been keeping it at a low price for quite some time, but I've been doing the circles for well over a year now. So it's time. My masculine came in and said, "Come on, Shani, you gotta buck yourself up, girl." So that's what's happened, and it felt very aligned with this. That's the first thing. And the second thing is, this is just the immersion. This is just like the start of the information. I will be sharing with you about a 4-week journey that I'm going to be offering called the Wild Womxn's Journey, in which we will go deeper and deeper and deeper into this topic. And of course, we will have like more embodied exercises, more kind of activities that you will be doing, and that will be held in a private Zoom container, not here on Facebook. And so I'll be sharing more about that as the 3 days go on, but just to put it there that this continue learning about this beyond these 3 days, because I feel really passionate about this. And the Wild Woman as a divine feminine. Those of you that know me, you know I've been talking a lot about the divine feminine and the masculine for a really long time. But this particular archetype just kept coming to me and coming to me and coming to me. as I was awakening out of my good girl conditioning too. So of course, I can only lead you where I've been. What is Jenny saying? She says something. Woohoo! Love your immersions. Ah, yes. Jenny joined my last little membership that was called Awaken Your Divine Feminine Codes. And I will be relaunching that later this year as well. And it was a beautiful space. So yeah, Jenny was, so that was beautiful. All right, beautiful souls. If you could just share with me one comment or one word or one sentence that has been activated or awoken in you this evening. I will leave it there. Just share with me that last comment and then I will leave you to go and rest in the feminine for tonight. Just drop me your last line, something that's been activated within you, something that's awoken within you. Just drop me your last little comment. And also to say tomorrow we will meet at 8 o'clock. It was just, I had to push it back half an hour today because I was stuck in traffic for so long. But yeah, tomorrow we will start at 8 o'clock. Jenny says, opened eyes. Beautiful. Lovely. I'm putting that here, Jenny. Inner truth. I love that, Fanny. Beautiful. Beautiful. I will post the link to the Women's Circle as well at the bottom of this post if you want to go and go ahead and take a look at it. Kelly says knowledge. Yeah. Amazing. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Anyone who does catch the confidence. Yes, I love it. And Jenny says open-minded. Open mind. Anyone who does catch this on the replay, do come along and hashtag replay. It's really good to know what your resonances are and how you feel about it. So do feel free to come back and watch on the replay, and I'll tag the Women's Circle in this post as well. You can bring a friend this time because you already have your ticket, so bring a friend. Kelly, Fanny, I would love to see you guys there too. Come and connect in with us. It's a beautiful. Much love, everybody. Mwah.